Juan Vasquez Ayala and two other young Spaniards on their way to a French university were unable to find a suitable accommodation at a certain village where they had halted for the night and were obliged to take shelter in a deserted house, the reputation of which as a haunted vicinity had flourished for a considerable time among the villagers. The young men made the best of matters, borrowed articles of furniture from several neighboring houses, and resolved to give a warm reception to any supernatural visitant who should have a mind to pay them a call. But on the first night of their occupancy, they had scarcely fallen asleep when they were awakened by a noise of clanking chains, which seemed to proceed from the lower region of their temporary dwelling. Absolutely fearless, young Ayala leapt from his bed and, donning his clothes, sailed down the stairs in search of the cause of the clamor which had awakened himself and his comrades. In one hand he carried his drawn sword, and the other a lighted candle, and on coming to a door which led to the courtyard of the house, he perceived a dreadful spectre, a grisly skeleton standing before the entrance. The grim apparition which confronted him was loaded with chains, which clanked as a doomful and melancholy sound on the ears of the gallant young student, who, however, undismayed by the spectacle before him, advanced to the point of his sword and demanded the intruder's reason for disturbing his rest. The phantom waved its arms, shook its bony head, and beckoned with its hand, as if asking Ayala to follow it. The student expressed his willingness to do so, on which the ghost commenced to descend a flight of stairs, dragging its legs as it went like a man whose limbs were weighted with iron shackles. Ayala followed fearlessly, but as he advanced his candle suddenly flickered and went out, a circumstance which did little to reinforce his courage. "Hold!" he called out to the phantom. "You perceive my candle has gone out. If you will wait till I relight it, I shall return in a moment." Rushing to a light which burned in the hall, he relit the candle and returned to the spot where he had left the apparition. He entered the garden, where he saw a well, close by which he perceived the ghost, which signed to him to continue his progress, and having gone a little way forward, vanished. Puzzled, the student returned to his apartment and told his comrades to accompany him to the garden, but search as they might, nothing could they find. The next day they had reported what had occurred to the acolyte of the village, who had the garden examined, with the result that immediately beneath the spot where the phantom had disappeared, a skeleton was exhumed, loaded with chains. When proper burial had been given to the remains, the noises in the house abruptly ceased, but the adventure proved too much for the superstitious Spaniards, who returned home abruptly, without fulfilling the object of their journey.